Gyan. This is Shivashish Das. Today I have come up with 7 common errors that we make while writing an English sentence. These are very common sentences and very common mistakes that we often commit. So let's start. But before starting, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So these are the 7 sentences which are very common and we often make mistakes while writing these. So let's start. The first sentence is bread and butter are good for health. Here we see that we are talking about bread and butter and we are talking about their benefit. We are talking about that these are beneficial for our health, these are good for health. But here we see that we are talking about two different things, bread and butter, and we are joining these two things with the word and. We know that whenever we join two words using and, we use plural auxiliary verb, but in this case this are will not be used, because though we are joining two different things, bread and butter, but this gives us a overall idea of a single thing, because while eating bread and butter we shall not be eating those two things separately. We should we generally put butter on the bread and then we consume it. So though these two things are separate, but these are giving us a the idea of only one thing. This is referring to a whole thing, so we shall consider these as singular. And whenever we consider it as singular, we shall not use the auxiliary verb are here, we shall use is. So the error in this sentence is bread and butter is good for health and not are good for health. So let's come to the second sentence. He is my cousin brother. This is a very general error that most of us make. We use brother or sister after cousin, but we must remember that the word cousin itself, it refers to any kind of brother or sister. So we never use brother or sister after the word cousin. So the correct sentence will be he is my cousin. Similarly, in case of female also, we should use she is my cousin. We never use sister or brother after the word cousin. Okay. The next sentence, it is you who has done the work. It is also a very common sentence, and in most of the HSLC questions this sentence is given. So here we see that it is you who has done the work. We may not find the error very easily here, because it seems that this sentence is correct, but here we have to see that who is the subject in this sentence. Here you is the subject of this sentence. Okay, and we must know that whenever we use auxiliary verb, we use auxiliary verb in relation to the subject. So we have used the has here by following the word who, but it is not correct. We must follow the subject of this sentence, that is you, and we generally don't use has with you, we use have. So the error in this sentence is have should be placed in place of has. So it should be it is you who have done the work, because we always follow the subject while using the auxiliary verb, and with you we must use. The next sentence is tell me where is the post office. It is also a very common sentence, and generally most of the students commit an error while writing this sentence. So here the sentence is tell me where is the post office. The error is that we have used the auxiliary verb is after where. Some of us may find it a bit tricky, because whenever we use any question, whenever we use any question word, we use the auxiliary verb right after it. But here we must remember that this is an imperative sentence, because it starts with tell, it starts with a verb, and there is no question mark at the end. We must remember that whenever there is question mark at the end of a sentence, then we use auxiliary verb after the question words. Or Whenever there is no question mark, we don't use auxiliary verb after the question words. Like in this sentence, there is no question mark, there is a full stop, so we should not use the is after the question word. Here we have to do that. We have to use, after the question word, we have to put the object, and after object we shall use the auxiliary verb. So we have to use this is right after the object. That is, we have to place this auxiliary verb is after the object. So the correct sentence will be, tell me where the post office is. So this is the correct sentence. So we must remember that we never use auxiliary verb after the question word if there is no question mark in a sentence. So let's come to the next sentence. Number 5 is, she described about the thing. This is also a very common error. The common error or the error that lies in this sentence is this about. We have used the word described here, and the word describe itself means to tell about something. So we never use this word about after the word describe. So the correct sentence will be, she described the thing. So we must remember that we never use about after describe. The sixth sentence is, he is working hardly. Here the word hardly is used. So we must know the meaning of this word hardly. Some of us get confused between the words hard and hardly. Hardly means not often. It gives a negative meaning to the sentence. Hardly is generally used in the negative sense, and hard means to do something in a very tough way. So here the sentence, in the implied meaning of the sentence was, it was intended to be meaning that a person works very tough, he works very hard, but we have used the word hardly here. So the correct sentence will be, he is working hard, because if we use the word hardly, it will give a negative meaning, and the correct sentence is, he is working hard. And the last sentence, which is definitely not the least, we have discussed 6 sentences, and this is the last sentence and a very important and common sentence. Here the question is, they left the place with bag and baggage. Here a phrase is used, bag and baggage. The phrase bag and baggage means with everything, with all the belongings. So the word with itself is included in the phrase bag and baggage. So we don't need to use the word with again. So the correct sentence will be, they left the place, bag and baggage. So I hope you have understood the common errors that are that we often commit, and I am sure that you will not commit these errors while writing or using these kind of sentences in your daily use or in the exam as well. So I hope you liked the video. Keep watching, keep sharing, and have a good day.